What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've had a nice, well, I'd say a better look at the 4 new hero packs which are going to be coming soon to Marvel Champions. Remember, there are 4 of them, starting off with Ant-Man in November, going through Wasp in December, Quicksilver in January, and Scarlet Witch in February. We were shown the hero and alter ego cards, and we got a couple other little bits. So let's have a dig in, shall we? In this video, we are going to be focusing on Ant-Man and the Wasp, because there's quite a bit to dig into. We'll be getting into Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, let's say in a video which is not going to be very far behind this one. So Ant-Man then. Now Ant-Man, we knew we were getting giant cards. We now have confirmation of exactly how the giant cards are going to work, just like in the Transformers trading card game. Now, if anyone was following my Transformers videos on here, that game is unfortunately cancelled now. It's gone. It's completed, I think is a nice way to say it. But they did these triple changes, which were basically 3-sided cards, and they work really nicely. So what we're going to see with Ant-Man is essentially a normal size card that opens up into a double side card. So as you look at it, one side will be Ant-Man, the giant version, not called Giant Man incidentally, just Ant-Man. And the other side of the card will be half Scott Lang, half Ant-Man. So you can either have it as a double thick regular card, or a giant card, which will be Ant-Man on one side giant, and Ant-Man Scott Lang sideways on the other side. Yes, it is moderately awkward compared to regular cards to sleeve them, but us folks playing Transformers, we manage just fine. They are standard size cards still. It's not that difficult to find sleeves for them. Finding top loaders in the UK is a bit of a nightmare, but it's not that difficult when you're in the US, etc. So that's how the giant cards are going to work. But what does Ant-Man do? Well, Scott Lang has got recovery of 3, hand size of 6, which is standard, hit points of 12, which is higher than a bunch of the ones we've seen lately. Recovery of 3, I should add, is on the lower side. But it's got a skill. After you change to this form, heal 1 damage from Scott Lang. So your recovery might be lower than a bunch of other characters, but if you flip over, heal 1 damage, then you recover 3. That ain't so bad, ladies and gentlemen. That ain't so bad at all. Now, Ant-Man, the tiny version, has got thwart of 2, attack of 1, defense of 2. Those stats are fine. They're not as high as we see on some of the characters, but it's alright. Nothing particularly amazing. Attack pretty poor, if I'm honest with you. And it's got a response after you change to this form. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. Now, I like this generally more than the 1 healing, because the low recovery kind of makes me a bit sad about the healing. But being able to always just go, oh, I'm going tiny, remove threat from a scheme, that makes me really quite happy. And then when you go giant, I mean, you can probably guess the skill here, you deal 1 damage to an enemy. Now, this I really like, because you can essentially finish somebody off without having to use your attack. Or you can ping somebody for 1 to take away their tough counter, and then go after them. And the thwart of 1 might be low, but attack of 3, defense of 3 are both phenomenal. In the starter set, Spider-Man had the highest defense with 3, She-Hulk had the highest attack with 3, you get both of them here. Generally speaking, a good character has the 3 stats adding up to 6, here we're adding up to 7, Ant-Man is really, really strong. The big version of Ant-Man is. Now, Ant-Man is leadership, and essentially it seems like you can just flick between the 3 forms willy-nilly, although as always, it is only changing once per turn. There we go. And they did actually say in the live stream that the idea was taken from the Transformers TCG. I have no problem with this. This seems good to me. Now, we did see a couple of other cards. We've seen that Pin Particles has a hero response after you spend this card, and it is an any type resource. You heal 2 damage from your hero if you are in giant form, or draw 1 card if you are in tiny form. Obviously, it's a hero response, you can't play it when you are in alter ego mode. This is a really nice card. It is a resource card that actually does something else other than just gaining resources, that is pretty awesome. Now, we were also shown a little montage, but you can't see much in the montage, unfortunately. There is a side scheme Tech Theft, which says to treat the printed text box of each tech player card as if it were blank. We'll probably see some tech player cards as we go. There is an attachment size increase that gives +2 scheme and +2 attack, and does something. And we've got Yellow Jacket. Now, obviously, these are the Ant-Man Nemesis cards. And Yellow Jacket has Scheme of 2, Attack of 2, Health of 4. Neither of which is great, though size increase will make it a lot better. But we can't really say much about this until we see the rest of the card. Honestly, they've just given us a slight hint of Yellow Jacket. And we kind of knew Yellow Jacket had to be the bad guy because it's Ant-Man. There is actually one last card we can look at from Ant-Man here. It is Team Building Exercise, a 2-cost support card, and it's got a hero action that lets you exhaust it and play a card from your hand that shares a trait with your hero, reducing its cost by 1. So it's another one of these cards we've seen many times before, where you pay to get it out, but then it will save you a little bit of resource constantly throughout the game. Worth pointing out, of course, we do have the Miles Morales art on the card here, which makes me very, very happy indeed. Come on, Miles Morales hero in the near future. I would be so happy. Now, we've also seen Wasp here. Now, interestingly enough, the alter ego is Nadia Van Dyne, not Hope Van Dyne. So, sorry to those of you that were following the movie. And I should mention Wasp's aggression to go with Ant-Man's leadership. And Nadia Van Dyne has again got a recovery of 3, which is on the lower end, hand size of 6, which is standard, hit points of 11, which is not terrible, and a little Spider-Man doll on her desk, which is awesome. But she's got an action, which lets you shuffle up to 2 cards with a printed science resource from your discard pile into your deck. I adore this. This is phenomenal. Now, of course, it will depend on exactly how many of those cards with a relevant type of resource you've got. But this could be amazing. Because especially as your deck size gets lower and lower, the likelihood of drawing into the cards you shuffle in increases. But essentially, use good cards, put them in your deck. Use good cards, put them in your deck. Use good cards, put them in your deck. Being able to consistently recover the good cards in your deck makes me extremely happy. Moving over to Tiny Wasp, we've got Thwart of 1, Attack of 1, Defense of 2, which I'm sorry, those are not good skills. Not at all. The bad characters generally have stats that add up to 4. But it's got a response that after Wasp or an event that you play defeats a minion or a side scheme, you deal 1 damage to the villain. So when you take down a side scheme or you take down a minion or you play an event that does so, you get to deal damage to the villain. You've only got an attack of 1 anyway. So you take out the minion and you still do the 1 to the villain. You thwart to remove a side scheme and you still get to do 1 to the villain. I'm still not loving the stats, but I do really like the way with Wasp that you can be doing other stuff but still be pinging the villain as you go. And then Wasp has a giant card as well. Now we've got Thwart of 2, Attack of 2, Defense of 3. So again, very nice stats overall. And I should mention that both Wasps have a hand size of 5, which is about right for heroes. So does Ant-Man, if I forgot to say that. But when you are giant, threat you remove using your basic thwart power can be divided among schemes as you choose, and damage you deal using your basic attack power can be divided among enemies as you choose. And this is just brilliant, because you can just thwart for 2, but we've all been there where there is 1 threat left on a side scheme and you really want to try and take threat away from the main scheme, but you've got to take out the side scheme, so you do. Here you can take that 1 off the side scheme and then take 1 off the main scheme as well. This is brilliant. Same thing with damage. Take out 2 minions, or take the tough counter off the villain while taking out a minion, ready for somebody else to go and take out the villain. I really like Ant-Man and Wasp in their giant forms, and I'm sorry, I am all in on the folding cards, but I do come from a card game where we're used to them and they're kind of cool and we've used them a lot. Now, we have seen one Wasp card. It is Swarm Tactics. And this is one of these new team-up cards. Now, it is a one-cost event, but it is a team-up and it is max 1 per deck. And in hero form, you change to your other hero form and ready your hero. So you can go from one form to another. Clearly, this is great with Ant-Man, because Ant-Man has skills that activate when you change form. But you essentially change to a different form, and then you get to ready yourself as well. And readying yourself to get an extra use of a hero is just about the best part of the game. It's brilliant. Or at least, like, the best skills available in the game. It's kind of ridiculous, and we love it. Swarm Tactics, good. We were told there were going to be team-up cards. It's nice that we've now got a nice little look at them. So that's what we know about Wasp, and that's what we know about Ant-Man. I am so excited for these because I'm kind of an Ant-Man fan, kind of a Wasp fan. So, for me, I'm a little bit biased, but these cards look really cool. I love that we're getting the giant folding cards. I love that we're getting the team-up tactics, and I just think these look really, really fun, and I think we're going to have an absolute ball playing them. I'm in, ladies and gentlemen, but I want to know how you feel about it. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts, be nice, and then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk about Marvel Champions and a bunch of other card games. And do please consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.